Alright, first off, a little bit of story before the story. I was using OBS to record my audio, and for some reason I didn't want to use my mic, and it's only 5:30 in the morning. I really didn't want to get into detailed stuff about trying to fix the audio of OBS, so I gave up and I started using Audacity. So so here's a topic. First off, sorry for bad quality of my mic. I have to change around some settings and just readjust everything. So first off, here's something I never thought I would do a video about. Feminists. Again, I said in the last recording, I don't really like to talk about feminists because usually when I hear about them it's in the gaming community. And there are so many other people out there who can cover this subject a lot better than I can. And whenever I see these feminist videos of oh, it needs more women, it needs more this, it needs more that, the third wave bullshit, I tend to ignore it because, again, if I wanted to complain about it, there's definitely someone out there who can do it better than me. So a couple of days ago, a video recently rolled into my feed that actually got my attention. And it's called The Ugly Truth of Children's Book. Yes, child manipulation, because apparently they can't form their own opinion without their parents having to intervene, making an opinion for them. I'll get into that more a bit later. So, basically the video is, it's a mother and daughter, and I'll have a soundless video over here with subtitles. But it's a soundless video of a mother and daughter going through all these books, and they have all these like specific rules. You can see the video right there of like, oh, if this book doesn't have like this in it, then it gets removed from a shelf. Basically, it's saying that basically the whole video, it's like, oh, there's not enough books with women. That's the end message, right? You want noble, whatever. All right, you want more women in your books. That's fine. But the way they go about it, and the people in the comments, sorry, my throat's getting a bit dry. But the way they're going about it, and the people in the comments, is what's really, really the problem here. So, near the middle of the video, you get these two other women, and they're talking about how they have this new book called Rebel Girls, because girls are just badass right from the start. They don't need anything. They don't need any defining characteristics. They're just badass because they're women. All right. And don't think I'm some woman hater either. There can be awesome woman characters out there. Studio Ghibli, Kim Possible. I can name more if I wasn't so tired right now. And so, they are going off about, like, oh, we need more badass women in our things because potatoes. And so, finally, I took to the comments because I knew it was going to start some huge flame war. And this isn't my first mistake in this conversation either. And the second one is why I'm making this video. So, I said, I actually don't care who the lead role of a movie / game / book is. For all I care, it can star a transgender alien because at the end of the day, I will enjoy it regardless if the lead is man or woman. Basically, I'm saying if a story's good, I'm gonna enjoy it. I don't care who the lead role is. It could be a used sock from things I'm not gonna mention here. And if a story around it is good and interesting, I will read it regardless. I don't care if it's man, woman, or transgender alien. I will enjoy it regardless. And so you got the people, it's like, oh, it's not about the lead role, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, this is not about my main comment. It's about my comment to somebody else. And you will see at the end of the story why it's such a big problem. So, basically what happened is this guy named Zach something, he comments going, oh, this is 100% true, I did this whole study about it, blah, 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 the white knight thing, backing up for feminists because they can't defend themselves, which, the whole irony, you see the irony of the situation, they're complaining about damsel in distress kind of thing, and yet you have these white knights treating them as damsel in distress. Yeah, I don't get it either. So, I commented this guy, someone else called him out for his bullshit, and I commented back agreeing with him. And this guy calls me out personally. Now, again, I don't have it here. I should have screenshot it at the time. He deleted the entire conversation, and honestly, I don't know if you're gonna believe it or not, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. So, we started bickering back and forth, right? He's bringing up all these BS like Fox News points, not actual Fox News quotes. I'm just saying because Fox News is also BS. And he's bringing up all this like fake stuff about it's like, oh, I honestly can't remember the conversation because he deleted it. I wish I could go back and just look at it. Basically, it was like this whole it was about a 30 reply thing. And basically what it boiled down to is I basically told him what is so bad about a guy going out of his way to rescue a princess, because princesses aren't really known to have combat experience. They're royalty. They don't need combat experience. At least for the most part. Again, there are stories that defy this role, right? And I'm fine with it. Alright, if you can make a good story, I'll enjoy it regardless of the character, as I said before, as long as it remains interesting. And so I said, and I'm saying in a realistic thing, princesses. When was the last time you heard of a princess going in and fighting in a war? You know, besides Joan of Arc. I'm not even sure if she was a princess. I'm pretty sure she was a villager. I'm going off topic here. And basically, the guy comes back, and this is about half an hour later. I don't know, half an hour later. Basically, this guy really had to put some brain power to it, you know, if you could call it that. And he told me, oh, so what you're saying is that all women need a man to rescue her. And I said, no, I never said that. I'm saying typically a princess is not known for combat experience. A princess usually trains or like practices or like her dad teaches her how to run the country, because eventually the queen's gonna die, the queen's gonna step down, something's gonna happen to the queen and she's gonna have to take over. Alright, that's a role. And basically I was telling them that abandoning this role to run your country, run your town, even run your empire would be an idiotic move to both the story and her character to abandon this role. Basically, I was trying to paint this guy a scenario saying, like, women can be badass without having to pick up a sword or weapon or anything. By saying they have the vital roles that they must fulfill, and abandoning these roles would be both against the character and against the story. And he comes back, he brings up a whole, like, oh, so they must need a man to protect them. Now, first of all, I told this guy to take his white knight armor off, because it's not getting him anywhere. And so, finally, I said to him, alright, imagine yourself in the role of a princess. Someone just kidnapped you for political gain, because again, that would be something that would happen in the story in both reality. Would you not want someone to come and rescue you? Like, seriously, think about it. If I was kidnapped, I'd want to be rescued, because I can't fight that well. And if some selfless man or woman or transgender alien decide they want to pick up a sword and come save me, good on them. Is it so outlandish to think that maybe some men out there want to do it because it's the right thing to do? And another thing I see brought up is, like, a lot of feminists go like, and again, whenever I say feminist, I'm thinking third wave and those types of SJWs. And I don't know, they get this idea that they want to rescue them because they have their own motives. They have some ulterior motive that because they're white and they're men. And so basically the whole concept of a video, alright? Or not the concept of a video, but if this continues, what we're going to get is we are going to lose our creative freedom to write what we want. And this is why this affects me. Oh god. Like seriously, you back him in a corner and delete everything. Anyways, this is why it affects me personally. Again, yes, they have attacked gaming. Yes, they have attacked TV. But honestly, though, there's 100,000 million people out there who has done it better than I have, and I've not seen a video about this yet, despite my searching. So, you know what? I decided to pick up a torch and do it myself. And so what happens... So what's gonna happen is say the third wave feminists win. They win the battle, alright? And they got the white knights standing beside them with their tiny little swords. And so what's gonna happen is if they win, people like us trying to write a good story, we are going to be forced to put in these new characters because that's what we need nowadays. We need a woman character. We need a trans character. We need a black character. Even though if in the story, they won't fit in at all. But you know what? That's what we need because that's what feminists say. We need these things. And you know what's going to happen when we need these things? I'm saying this in quotation marks. We are going to get insert characters that don't belong to the story, or we are going to get something even worse. Token characters. And how many feminists complain about token characters? They don't have any defining traits, they're just there because potatoes. Because they need to be there. Because they want diversity. And again, I love diversity. When I design my characters, I make them as different as the last character as I possibly can, while making them still fit in, because this is a narrative. Everything needs to fit together, and they don't understand this because they want their woman character saving a man at the end of the day. And again, I don't have a problem. You want to write a story and make it interesting about a woman saving a man? Go ahead. You have my support. If it's interesting, I will read it and I will enjoy it. And I don't have a problem with this. Hell, I grew up watching Kim Possible, an entire cartoon about a woman saving a man. And you know what? SJWs aren't all bad because they created Steven Universe. A whole story about women saving men without painting men as bad guys and making characters enjoyable. And you know what? You know why people don't complain about it? Because it's good. Another problem I have with these token insert characters is these feminists get together and they make a show. That's great. But they always have to hype up with it's voiced by a transgender. It's an all-women's cast. We have no white people on the team. That is loading a question, because you know if anyone complains, you can just say back to them, oh, you don't like it because they're black. Because they're women. Because they're trans. No, we don't like it because it's not good. I don't care who's behind it. If a story's bad, it's bad. If a story's good, it's good. It doesn't matter who the characters are. It doesn't matter who's working on it. At the end of the day, it's a story. It's the characters. And continuation too. This video's getting long. I don't want to be longer than 15 minutes. So I want to wrap up with saying, want to know the most important thing about children's books? Because this is what the video is about. Children's books. Do you know what's going to happen? Do you know what children want in their books? They don't care if the main character is a man. They don't care if the main character is a woman. Hell, they don't care if the main character is not even human. Do you know what the child cares about? The most important thing about writing a children's book? It's about the journey. It's about the story. And you know what? If those things don't match up, the kids are not going to enjoy it. No, it doesn't matter if the character is a woman. If a woman character is in a bad story, they're not going to enjoy it because, again, it's about the story. Want to know what most of these books are about the saving of a princess? They make the male character as bland as they can. Hell, sometimes they don't even show his face. Sometimes they hide him in so much armor you can't really tell if it's a man or woman. And you know what? You know what these characters are designed for? They are designed for self-inserts. So if a child can look at this character and say, wow, I wish I could be like him. And he imagines himself as that character, saving the princess. Saving the prince. Saving whoever. Saving the country. Do you know? Because children look up to these characters. And if you're going to go tear them down, you are the enemy. Don't ruin these stories. You want to write a book about the woman saving the man, or even the woman saving the other woman, go out and write your own book, because I can guarantee you it's not as easy as it sounds. So, honestly, to the two people who watched this, thank you for listening to the end, because I actually got kind of angry at this video. And seriously, if you white knights are watching this video, I have one thing to tell you. They don't want the dick, bro. They're gonna use you and they're gonna toss you aside. Seen it happen before, and when it happens to you, you're gonna sit there and wonder what happened. So what? Take all hushed words and remember, you know what? I don't need to work. I don't need to defend them. And again, this is third wave feminism. Alright? I'm talking about third wave feminism. I love feminists. They did so many great things for the women community, and they continue to do great things for the women community. But when you're complaining about meaningless things that don't even matter because I'm offended or I'm triggered, you know, the third wave feminists is the ones I can't stand, alright? And those types of FJSWs are the ones I can't stand. If you're offended, good job. Do you want a cookie or something? Because no one's gonna care. Actually, unfortunately, everybody cares. Stop making big deals out of things that don't need to be made big deals of. You want to be a proper feminist? Go do something actually noble. And stop Stop censoring what we enjoy. That is all I have to say, and maybe I'll make another video about this. I don't know. Anyways, yeah.